And we're back. There's a lot of changes. PFL 2025 World Tournament, first round 2. Still in Orlando, Florida. Joey, how you feeling? How you doing?
I'm doing good, brother, man. We had a good, successful week 1. Last week, we had only thing we lost was our dog because every favorite won, but it was a good week. We hit the parlays. This week, I think some changes are going to happen, so definitely stay tuned. Watch the video. Smash that motherfucking like button for you boys. And I think it's going to be an entertaining fight night.
Yeah, last week was a great way to start off PFL. The PFL card was damn near more entertaining than the UFC card. There was all finishes on that card. Shouts to that boy Thad Gene. The Braga fight was crazy. I thought he was about to get guillotined. He ended up beating him up. The Mobik Kubilayev versus Jeremy Kennedy one had me on my seat the whole entire time. Shouts to Jeremy Kennedy. He definitely put a good showing in himself. And then the main event himself, Jason Jackson. Definitely illegal elbows, but we all knew what we wanted to see. Him and Thad Gene in a couple of weeks is about to be crazy. Any highlights, any faults? I mean, Borax, you know how that goes. Pinedo's going to win a fight. He's probably going to win it first round knockout. We ended up losing that one. Glad we stayed away from the Nathan Kelly fight. We kind of cashed the under 2.5 on some bullshit in the Bachar fight, but that's the reason why we played it. I can't think of anything else. Now we have women's flyweight and bantamweight. You thought last week was greasy. This week is about to get greasier. First fight of the night, Allora Dana versus Diana Azargova. Probably one of the prettiest girls you ever see in MMA history, I would say. I'm putting her in my top 5. Joey, what are you thinking about here in this first women's fight of the night?
The Russian can definitely slide into your boys' DMs. Hello. But, yeah, I think it's a close fight. The Russian's the better overall wrestler, but this Dana girl, she's strong as fuck. She has that I'm a mean bitch type vibe if you look at her face, and if she gets a hold of you in grappling, I think she is the better pure grappler. If it doesn't finish within the first 5-6 minutes for the Brazilian, I think the Russian's going to take over with just her top pressure and probably win a decision, but I think this fight's a stay away. Just watch. Watch the first female fights kick it off.
Yeah, this is definitely a stay away, but Diana finally put up a dud her first time in her last one, taking on a half-decent fighter. I think she fought Justine Kish. She has really good cardio, but she needs to kind of improve her overall grappling because, like, she has submission upside. It's just, like, that's probably where she's going to have to tap into to get, like, a bigger edge on these fighters. But the biggest concern is her making weight. She made weight today. I mean, kind of you got a body like that, or imagine it's pretty hard missing it's probably hard making weight and stuff like that, miss weight back-to-back fights. But I think that probably affected her performances. But the girl that she's fighting is pretty good. Donna's the jungle flyweight champion. She's training with Santos. So you know she's probably getting good rounds. But the level of competition that she's fighting is so low. So it's hard to kind of rate the top control in the grappling. But she might have better grappling than Diana. I think Diana is going to have to use her counter-punching strikes. So I'm going to have to go low confidence Diana, but this is definitely a stay-away fight here. This fight goes the distance would probably be the best way to attack this one, but this line opened up -142 for Allora Diana, the jungleweight flyweight champion. -142 went down to basically +100, and then Diana went from plus money to minus money. So line flip would tell you to pick Diana, but I don't know, though. I don't think I want to be putting money on her after she just lost to Justine Kish. I got to see it one time for me, and I don't mind seeing it.
Yeah, no. This is the fight where you get your drinks, get your food ready, prepare for the next fight, because that's where the fights are really going to start picking up.
Yeah, that is definitely where the fights are going to start picking up here, because we got Jena Bishop versus Kana Wantanabe here. And this is definitely going to be one of the more entertaining female bouts of the cards with 2 grapplers facing off against each other, but kind of like different styles. Like Jena Bishop has an arsenal of submissions at her disposal. She's on a 2-fight losing streak, but Dakota Dijikeva and Talia Santos, like I'm not going to shy her too much for that. She definitely learned a lot in those couple of bouts, but Watanabe's game is just fucking wild. Like she's submission over position, but very hittable on the feet. But particularly in this matchup, I feel like it's going to hit the ground at one point. And once somebody does hit the ground, somebody's getting submitted. And I kind of lean towards it being Watanabe. I think Bishop's the side, but I think the under 2.5 here at +170 is kind of more of the angle that I'm looking at here. I think somebody's going to get submitted here.
If that line comes up for me, I'm probably going to roll with that under. I could definitely see it happening that either way. But if I'm Watanabe, just keep it on the feet. You're the better striker. I know it's not going to be entertaining. Just throw your power 1-2s. Use your defensive grappling since you do have it. And just push her off. Bishop has no striking.
Yeah, Bishop has no striking, but I think that she's going to be able to get, like, I feel like where the problem with me for Watanabe is I feel like when Bishop invites to grappling, I feel like she's going to be like, all right, I'm going to throw some shit up off of my back. And, like, that shit's just not going to work. And, like, I don't know. If you double chance this, I would probably say Jena Bishop submission or decision. It probably doesn't even change the price tag too much. But if you could get that at, like, good odds, or maybe Jena Bishop and the under 2.5 as a same game parlay on Bet365. I think violence is the play here, but I wouldn't say crazy confidence in it, but it's just a really good number, plus 170 in a Jena Bishop fight. When I feel like as long as she's not fighting the top level of the flyweight division here in PFL, she's always live for a submission.
Yeah, I agree. Like I said, I may just look what the under is because I was gonna bet on Watanabe, but I'm like, just make it simple, stay in your range, make it a boring striking fight, and win a stupid decision. But if Bishop does get the back, it's just gonna be levels. It's not close.
But you do kind of concern me a little bit about the under because if it did hit a decision, it kind of would be Watanabe kind of striking that distance and the takedowns. But enough about this fight. Let's move on to one of the bangers of the card here. Matos versus Jake Hadley here at the bantamweight division. Joey, I'll let you take this one away. Shouts to everybody in the chat. Kevin Pacheri, just my two cents. Dominique Walker and my boy Tone Biggins, MMA locker room too.
Hey, so I will say this right now. I got my first bet on the card. It is the fucking underdog. This man is a fucking beast, bro. And to me, I still think Jake Hadley's soft as shit. Like, don't get me wrong, he may be able to pop at range with his strikes, but Matos, he has power on the feet. He's easily the better grappler. I'm going to see what the inside the distance prop is. It's probably not going to be too much. Matos right now is plus 100. Yeah, I'm probably going to get what, plus 150, hit or miss inside the distance. Mm-hmm.
I would stay away from the totals in this one, and I'm kind of with you on the dog play. Like that was one of the bets I did place on this card was Mateus Matos. I really like him a lot. See if I can pull this up. But Doug, this is Hadley's first fight in the PFL, and historically, I feel like fighters that get cut from the UFC have just not fared well in their first fight in the PFL. Like think back to like Shane Burgos when he first fought in the PFL and stuff like that. But honestly, I feel like Hadley's game is more effective at flyweight, kind of just being like a weight bully, but moving up to bantamweight, I feel like those same advantages aren't there. And he's not the faster striker here on the feet. He's going to have some struggles taking on Matos. I'd rate his level of competition even higher than Hadley's. His losses are to fucking Kasum Kasumov, the fucking Eagle FC bantamweight that's on this card, like one of the biggest favorites of the card. Magomed Magomedov and fucking Peter Yan. Bro, that's a really good three fucking rounds, man. Everybody else got fucked up, man. I feel like he has the advantage here on the feet striking, and he might be able to get his own takedowns himself being bigger than Hadley, but I think Hadley's a little bit taller in height, but Hadley's getting the respect, I feel like, from the odds makers being the former UFC fighter, but I think this is a terrible matchup for him, bro. I think the wrong fighter is favored here, and I'm going with Matos. I got to have plus 100. That one of my bets of the card. I definitely think this is probably one of the highest level fights of the card, but I think Matos is a higher level.
How much you put on it? I'm about to put like 30, 40 on that bitch.
Yeah, I just put a little half unit on it.
All right, say less. That works for me. Let's go.
I just did 2 half unit plays on this one, but I got to figure out what they're going to do with the parlay in the main event. I got to figure out what they're going to do with that. But next fight, though, women's flyweight, Juliana Velasquez versus Shakalova. We're not even going to try to say her first name, but Big Show was a little bit interested from Shakalova's weigh-ins. He was talking about, ooh, this girl's kind of cute. Crazy that she is coming down from 145. I mean, she's fought at 135, but coming down from 145 from the Aspen Lab fight. I mean, that's pretty crazy. That's a lot of weight. Joey, what are your thoughts and opinions here in this fight?
I'm not fading my girl Velasquez. She's a freak of nature. She has more power on the feet. She can dictate where the fight's going to go. Yeah. She's going to be one of my parlay pieces for the parlays I'm going to end up giving out. I'll just say that right now.
Yeah, she's definitely one of those, like, I feel like just very high level fighter, even though she's 38. I mean, like, the only girl that's beaten her 3 times in a row was fucking Liz Carmouche. Those are her only losses on her record. And every other fight, she's been able to get to her wrestling and really good striking on feet. Shakalova's grappling, though. I think she's a better grappler in her own right. Like, she's fought the majority of her career at 145. So, like, she's going to be huge for 125. It will be interesting to see how the grappling exchanges go. But if this stays on the feet, I do have to favor Velasquez. But if this goes to the ground and stuff like that, dude, I think this girl's live. Like, I wouldn't say, like, this line's, like, just minus 210. Like, at that point, I'd take a bet on Shakalova by decision. If you're giving me, like, plus 225, plus 250. No thoughts and opinions on that one, Joey?
No, because I think, honestly, the one thing I'll say about the dog is if she does get the back, she's live to get a submission. As you said, I do think she's the superior overall, better grappler. But I think Velasquez is going to just use her overall rawness, show her who the real dog is, control her. Maybe not try to go for a lot of positions and maybe just like hold, make it boring. But I'm confident in Velasquez just to have the overall vet experience over.
The one I'm kind of more confident in here, I hope I don't regret saying this, is Kasum Kasumov versus Judson Wetzel. Casimov, the former Eagle FC bantamweight champion. He has very good wrestling, and once he gets you down, he has the option of getting the controller going for a submission. I thought he had some cage rust in his first couple fights back, though, from a little bit of a layoff. Going to split decision with Josh Hill and then taking Matos to decision. But I think this is going to be a good performance here, taking on Wetzel, who's coming in on short notice from LFA. Don't let the OV fool you in his last fight. The dude that he was fighting was kind of primarily a kickboxer, but I feel like a lot of his game just includes this holding on to people. And, like, I don't think he's going to be able to hold on to Kasum Kasumov. Like, you think you're about to go in here and your game plan is wrestling and you're doing this against fucking a real Dagestani, bro. I think the line is what it is for a reason. Minus 650. This could be one of those ones where you fuck around with the props and then it ends up going to decision. Kind of, I don't want this to be Molbin Kubilaya versus Jeremy Kennedy from last week, but I think Casimov is a little bit fresher, a little bit younger, has been a little bit more active. Thoughts and opinions here on this one, Joey?
I think the Russian wins by submission.
Okay. You think
I'm waiting for that line to come out. I think once he gets the back, he's going to show levels saying, look, young man, you ain't ready for this step up. It's called levels, young man. He's going to learn today. Get the takedown, probably get the back early. I want to know, what do you think the under is going to be? I'd say under 1.5.
Under 1.5. I'll tell you what the under is right now. Let me pull it up on Bet365. Where's it at here?
I hope that's plus money.
What, for this fight?
Under. Yeah.
Where's the Kasum? They actually don't have the line for the prop for the.
Because I'm not gonna be able to get that line until tomorrow.
Yeah, I'll take that line.
Definitely stay tuned. If it's a good plus money line for under 2.5, I'll definitely play it. I'll even sprinkle 1.5. But if it's over under 2.5 plus money for the under, I'm playing it. Just stay alert. I will tweet that out.
Yeah, if you did, I could see the under 2.5 hitting in that one, but I feel a little bit better about the under 2.5 in this upcoming one that we're about to talk about right now. Sticking in the bantamweight division, Francesco Nuzi versus Mando Gutierrez. It's been a while since we've seen Nuzi. He's coming from the Allora MMA gym in Italy. He has really good striking. I call it the Allora MMA gym. It's probably not pronounced that. But I wish I could see more tape of his grappling in this matchup because He's going to have good takedown defense fighting Gutierrez. He's a really good grappler. He's going to try to get you down by any means. Like, he's not doing anything else in a fight. The concern is his durability. I remember you were saying this right before this about him being knocked out in both of his losses due to just, like, bad takedown entries type of, like, you know, coming in for, like, a dumbass like Ben Askren and getting Jorge Masvidal type shit. Versus Smothering, he was kind of winning that whole entire fight, and then he got knocked out. And then Cody Gibson was able to knock him out on tough, and his time was very short. But I would say he also fought Raul Rojas Jr.'s on Dana White Contender Series. But this motherfucker's running out of chances in big name organizations. Like, it's either now or never. Like, now or never for him, dude. I think Mondo's live, but I feel a little bit better about playing this under 2.5 as, like, maybe as a parlay piece at -190. Over 1.5 is -150. So if you like the overs, I mean, you could bet the overs. But I feel like Nuzi's either going to knock him out or Gutierrez is either going to be able to get to an advantageous position on the ground and pound him out.
I'll say this. It's all about Nuzi. Nuzi. You got to go down with the Italian. It's easy peasy. He lost to Rojas already. He got KO'd, not by someone all that great. He went on Ultimate Fighter, lost to Cody Gibson, round 1. Okay. Just shows that you weren't ready for the big show. Now he's on here going against a well-rounded Italian with good power, sneaky BJJ. If I get inside the distance prop with Nuzi, I may play it, but it's always weird. It's like, oh, you got to pick one or the other. I'm like, I said, Billy, give me that inside the distance. But I will say this. Nuzi is my second leg of the parlay. First one was Velasquez. Nuzi's now, if you do it as a 2-leg, it's +100.
Okay. I can get down with that. I mean, I think if you're going to play Nuzi, I would rather just play the Nuzi by knockout or something like that. Like, I think if he wins this fight, he's just going to knock this dude probably the fuck out.
Look, pay attention on Twitter. I might sprinkle that little knockout prop. I could parlay that shit with something else.
But I will say, bro, Mondo gets him down on the ground, bro. He can definitely get submitted. I was saying this before the stream about, like, dude, Italian wrestling. Name an Italian wrestler, bro. Like, you can't, dude. It's like, think about best Italian wrestler in the UFC or just in general, and then that's why I feel like you kind of got to go with if you're just gonna go a straight up money line pick. I mean, how wrong can Mondo do you at +225 of, like, until I see this knockout prop for Nuzi, I kind of want to say the under 2.5 is kind of the way I'm looking at this one. But co-main event, Liz Carmouche versus Allora Janady. I can't say that fucking name. Joey, thoughts, opinions on Liz Carmouche?
Liz Carmouche, aka Wonder Woman, aka Captain America, by any method that she wants to win by. She can win by knockout. I think she can win by submission. If she just wants the big sister, the living shit out of this little girl, she probably can too. But yeah, it's Carmouche. I understand why the money line's -1,000. Yeah. If there's an inside the distance prop for Carmouche, maybe it's live, maybe in round 2, round 3. But yeah, it's Carmouche by any method she wants.
Yeah, Carmouche is coming off that rare loss in her last fight versus Santos. It's one of those ones where, like, she fought 3 tough-ass fights and then taking a 4th bout. Bro, she's 42 years old. She took 4 fights last year, bro. That's wild. Or 41 years old, bro. That's wild, bro. To be at the age of 40 and take 4 fights in 1 year. There's people there in their mid-20s and are even doing that in the UFC. The Brazilian girl is a really good prospect, but, I mean, I feel like every time she takes a step up in competition, she ends up losing. Like, she's lost 5 out of her last 8 fights, just giving away positions on the ground and getting damaged or submitted in fights. I feel like the blueprint is there. Carmouche has been able to kind of extend her career with her grappling and submission game, getting better. I'm going to go Carmouche by decision, but I wouldn't be shocked if she gets a submission on this girl at all. I mean, girl's 12-9. I feel like they're giving Carmouche a pretty easy, winnable fight. If Carmouche is smart, she'll get a quick little sub here and then stay fresh here for the rest of the season. Because if she makes it to the finals, like, I mean, she's going to fight 4 times in 1 year. And it sounds like Talia Santos isn't going to be fighting this season. So I don't know what to really do with this one besides say Liz Carmouche is a really good parlay piece, probably the most confident pick of the card.
I'll just say this. If you do think it finishes, I think it is by submission. And if it is by sub, I think we could talk about the next fight because I might be able to parlay a little sub with sub type parlay in this shit.
Yeah, I mean, let's talk about the main event then, because it's supposed to be Leandro Higo versus Josh Reddinghouse, but Josh Reddinghouse missed weight, did not look good, did not get approved by the doctor. And Marceli Alves is the man that they call up for the main event. He was supposed to be on the first fight of the night. Not only is he not the first fight of the night, he's in the main event, and you're also in the tournament against the probably betting odds favorite. Joey, thoughts and opinions. Talk about the PFL. This is the most PFL shit of all time.
So when I told you the line, you didn't believe me for shit. You said cap, bro, cap. I went on as soon as I told him what the line was, and which I think is absolute fucking wild. Hugo is minus 130 in this matchup. How in the blue hell do you go from being a minus 400 and magically taking a dude that was preparing for a first fight? Now he's the main event, and now he's minus 130. I mean, what's this young kid gonna do? Try to bull rush, swing heavy, and could he land clean? Maybe. There's a chance. Hugo's been KO'd twice, but the second Hugo gets a hold of him by any method, I'm gonna just say it like Kimbo Slice should say, a done dollar. It's not close. Grappling, he gets his back taken. Matter of time, Hugo is going to get the sub.
I think some of the price tag is just more of just line history here against James Gallagher, minus 120. So basically a pick on Nikita Makakov, he was a dog. Against Danny Sabatello, plus 425. Darren Caldwell, plus 260. Ricky Benitez, plus 145. Plus 285, plus 230. I mean, goddamn, dude hasn't been favorite since he fought in LFA. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like the bookies are just more looking at the history of where he's been priced at rather than the actual matchup itself, because the matchup itself is very advantageous. I mean, I feel like Leandro Higo just has a crazy arsenal of submissions.
Mm-hmm.
And then you look at Marceli Alves. Damn, dude, I almost picked against this guy with Wilson in the matchup because I thought he was going to be able to grapple him a little bit. I can imagine this one. This guy is really just more of a knockout artist, as you can see. I know it's 12 finishes, but this is more like just wiki capping his fights. I remember the Gerald Hodges one. Mm-hmm. I mean, all of his fights really just don't last that long. I got to rewatch that Luan Lacerda one. This is the last one I have to tape for this card, but I'm going to go Leandro Higo by submission. That's kind of like the play here. But if that line is going to be under minus 150 or damn near minus 200 in general, it might just be a straight bet just cause. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I already got a bet on Hugo, minus 130. I got a little under half a unit on it. I'm confident he can easily win by submission or just control it for the fight. So I'm confident in that. But like I said, if I think old girl from last fight, Carmoose, wins by sub, a Hugo Carmoose sub parlay, hey, I don't know what the odds are yet. They come out tomorrow for me. If I think they're nice, maybe a little worth a sprinkle, definitely make sure you watch out for Twitter because I'm posting all types of shit.
There we go. Joey, Rick, can they follow you on Twitter at Joey DFS?
Yes, sir. Joey DFS betting on Twitter. Come on now.
Quick run through the card again. Diana and Azagova, stay off that fight. Yeah. I like under in the Jena Bishop Watanabe fight. Yeah. I have a Mateos Matos straight. Joey really likes Juliana Velasquez. She might have to be into some parlays because we don't have a lot of fights in the offerings. Like, I feel more confident about Juliana Velasquez at minus 210 than I do about Nuzi at 330. Kasum Kasumov, probably second most confident pick of the card. Number one would be Liz Carmouche. And then I think the fucking Higo line's fucking ridiculous. But Joey, thoughts and opinions before we go on out of here. And shouts to my boy Millie Mills. He's got a deal with Diane Barbosa right after this. So Pub Sports Radio coming back on those Thursday nights here. Mills is going to be in the locker room, so make sure you guys tune in 10:30 Eastern for that one. So in 5 minutes.
Yes, sir. I'll give you all my parlay, like I said on the show, in case you missed it. Velasquez and Nuzi, you can get at plus 100. Then I got Higo straight, minus 130. So that's parlay and a straight you guys get so far live on the show. I'm probably going to have more on this card, more than I probably should. But, I see a lot of good tagging spots on this card to lead up to UFC tomorrow night. Or no, tomorrow night. Saturday night. Shit.
Saturday night. But but my two favorite straight bets are Matos and Higo.
Yep.
We're going to have to figure out how we're going to find a Higo line. But until next time, or I should say next week, we're going to have probably a guest for next week, probably get Danny over here and break down some fights with us. But make sure you guys tune into the Saturday live stream and also Millie Mills' interview that will be following up right after this. Until next time, we out.